Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel. Today I have a video for you showcasing the Karina, let's see, how do we say it? Kirarina or Kirarina, yeah, or Kirarina, I'm not sure how to say it, markers from Copic. So this is the marker. It has a flower tip on the end and it can go on the very bottom of the marker. The cap shape makes it so it doesn't roll off your desk, which is nice. And it also has some information, mostly in Japanese, but there is a number on the marker. And so it lets you know what the color is. So this is 010. And I actually put together a really on the fly kind of swatch sheet of all of the colors that I have. So I'm going to show that to you right now. I just divided the paper into 24 spots because there are 24 colors, and then I put a band of black cardstock down one side of each color so that I could color the marker on white and also on black so I could see what they look like. The thing that's really fun about these markers is that they show up on black extremely well, and the color looks the same going from black to white. So it's really kind of cool. It's fun for doodling and for drawing and things like that. And I also want to mention that I am missing 7 colors, but Simon will be carrying all of the colors eventually. They're just back ordered at the moment. So if you want to collect these, you definitely can. Simon does sell all of them. So like I said before, it does look awesome on black. So I'm going to create a black envelope. This envelope is going to fit a 5x7 card, and I'm using some black cardstock from American Crafts. And I've cut it down to 9.5 by 9.5, which is the dimension that's given on the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. So I'm scoring it right on that diagonal. It said to put the paper in and stop it at the 4-inch mark, so that's what I did. So I scored it right there diagonally and then punched. Now I'm going to line up that score line that I've created with that point on the top there, and I'll punch once more and then use my bone folder to score the diagonal. This envelope punch board is really great because you can make almost any size envelope. The only thing that might be limiting is you have to make sure that you have paper that's large enough. So if you are creating an envelope for an A2 card, you can definitely use just regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock or paper. But if you're going to be doing something larger like a 5x7 card envelope, you'll need to use some 12 by 12 paper or something that has a little bit more length on it. So I did have to use a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock for this. I don't mind that though because it makes it very sturdy and I know it'll hold up in the mail. So after I had the envelope all punched and scored, I folded up the very bottom flap, and then I also folded the sides. And the thing that's fun about this is if you wanted to make it a short edge opening card, you could. I think that's kind of unusual and kind of fun, but I'm just doing a traditional envelope closure where the longer edge is where it's open. I'm using some Express-It high-tack tape just to put some adhesive down on that bottom flap. I'm peeling up the backing strip and then pressing that down, and now my envelope is made for my card. So I have this 5x7 card, and I just wanted to show you that it just slides right in. And now that I have my envelope made, we're actually going to start using the markers that this video is actually about. And I'm going to show you a really fun way to decorate and address your envelopes. So the address I'm using today is actually for Heidi Crowell. She is the owner of Simon Says Stamps. So I'm going to use her business address. This is not her home address. This is the address for the Simon offices in Columbus, Ohio. And you guys have seen me do some envelopes like this in the past, and I've used the same address and it's worked out really well. So I thought I would use it for this one also. So the first thing I did was I just wrote on her name just in a really kind of scripty letter style. And now I'm going to go over it with my Kirarina marker. This is the yellow marker. I think it's the dandelion color. And I shook it up really well. You always have to shake these. And then I'm testing it out on some scratch paper, and I really advise you to always test it out on scratch paper before going onto your project, because as you'll see here in a little bit, if you don't do that, sometimes you can get a little blob of ink. It's not a huge deal, just something to be aware of. So after I traced that once, I went back and I added some areas to make it thicker. And the areas that I'm doing are, as I was writing the letters, every time there was a downstroke, that's where I'm going to have the line be thicker. So I'm just going to add all that in. And then I'm going to speed up the video process here so that you're not watching me for ages and ages. I think this probably took about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to do. So I've just sped this up quite a bit. So I'm thickening up those lines, making sure everything looks pretty even. And I'm going to go on to actually writing the address. So I'm using my T-square ruler and a pencil to draw in some lines. These are going to serve as guides. And then I'm using the white pearl marker to add on a bunch of white. I'm using very simple writing for the address because I've discovered that if the name is really fancy, if you keep everything else simple, there usually isn't any problem with the post office delivering the piece of mail. So right there on the O, on Ohio, I got a little blob. I wish I would have tested out my marker before I went back to using it, but I didn't. It's not a huge deal. In fact, I ended up using a black marker and kind of fixing and correcting some things here. I didn't want to restart the envelope because I had already done quite a bit. So now I'm going to write in my return address, and I'm not using my home address. I'm using my P.O. box, so it's safe to share on the internet. And I'm just writing in my name really simply and easily. And then I'm going to put in my P.O. box, and I'm just writing on some simple lines as guides. And then I'll just do regular handwriting, nothing special, just writing in my address. And I noticed on this, as I put in the zip code for mine, I changed the style of the number 4 I was writing. Just a little something. Okay, so I'm going to erase everything. And this is where I wish I would have waited to erase, because right about here, there we go. I smudged that big blob of white ink. So kind of a mess, but I did end up putting some black marker over it and disguised it a little bit. I had to do a few layers of this, let the layer dry and then come back and do some more layers. And in fact, in the finished photos, I actually did Photoshop it. Shh, don't tell anyone, but I did Photoshop it so you wouldn't see it. I wanted to make sure you would see a pristine, perfect envelope, but you guys who were watching the video know that I had a little blooper right there and I had to fix it. So this stamp set that I've got over on the side is actually Botanicals 3 from Paper Smooches. It's one of their new stamp sets. And I'm just using it as some inspiration for drawing some flowers onto this envelope. So I'm freehanding all of these flowers, drawing them in with different colors of Kira-Arena markers. And so I'm just using a green, a purple, and a pink. And then I'm coming in with white and adding some dots, just to add a little bit more interest. And I'm actually going to build up those flowers a little bit more on top there because I didn't like how it ended. So I'm going to bring in some leaves right in here, just adding a few more bits of color. It's really just eyeballing it, seeing where you want those leaves or where you want those flowers. And I'm going to give you an easier way to do this in the next envelope example, and it is by using that stamp set, and it's super easy. So I don't want you to be intimidated and think that you have to draw all of this by hand. So this is basically the envelope all finished. I did put more black marker on that to disguise that mistake, and it worked out pretty well. I'm going to go on and show you another envelope. This is a pre-made envelope that I bought, just a black envelope. So I'm doing it in a smaller size, and I'm doing a very similar, or rather the exact same card design. So I wrote in her name once again and then went through and added some of those thicker down strokes. And now I'm taking that stamp set that I used as inspiration to draw my own flowers, and I'm actually going to use it. And this time I'm just stamping in some black ink from Simon Says Stamp. You can kind of see that it shows up right there. So if you were going to do this on maybe a navy envelope, you would probably want to use a navy ink. You just want to use kind of the same color of ink so that as you color over it, it completely disguises all of that stamping. So you're never going to know that I didn't draw this myself. So it's a really easy way to sort of cheat the system and make it look like you hand drew all of these cute flowers and leaves, but really you stamped them. I think it's a really fun idea. You could also do this if you wanted to use letter stamps for your envelope, or even if you wanted to print out the address on an envelope and then just draw over it with these markers. Because the markers are opaque, they're going to cover up anything that's beneath them. So that's kind of a fun way to do things. So here are the 2 envelopes. Kind of fun. Hope you guys enjoy this example of something you can do with these new Carolina markers. I'm still not sure how to say that correctly, but I know you guys know what I mean. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching today's video. On screen are 3 more videos where I do some calligraphy or some envelope designs. I thought you would just enjoy these because it's sort of related to this video. You can visit my blog at kanewernerdesign.com. I've included links to all of the markers used. And you can also visit me on social media at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.